Maroon.
In there for the touchdown. Coming home here in lane 5, well out in front of the field. And Malonchek touches in a time of 52.92, a new high school national record. Back to back to back to back state champions.
NET Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, is live from Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's the 2017 NSAA Boys Basketball Championships, and we wrap up our day of 6 state titles in Class D2. It's the Mullen Broncos at 26-2, taking on the Raiders of Mead at 19-6. And hello again, everyone. I'm Larry Putney, along with former Husker Andy Markowski. Good to have you with us. Andy Kendi will be joining us momentarily. We've had just a terrific day here, state championships on NET, and now we conclude it in D2.
Yeah, the 3 games, defending champions were able to repeat, right. And then obviously at Class A to see Norfolk break through with a 30-year drought to win a state title. Just, tremendous players, great games, and I look forward to finishing out with a D2 game.
Bishop Neumann won it in C1. In D2, it was Lourdes Central Catholic. Gretna won the title in Class B in a terrific game between Gretna and Scotts Bluff. The C2 title goes to Ponca, their first in 2007, 10 years, right? 2000, yeah. And then Norfolk winning it for the first time in 30 years in Class A. We have Mead and Mullen, so we turn our attention to the Raiders of Mead. They were here last year, just didn't expect to get back.
Yeah, certainly injuries have been a big part of that. I think the goal probably to begin the season was, but when you suffer 2 season-ending injuries, you're only playing 5 guys. Your strategy has to change. So Coach Quinn said, okay, we're going to try to score between 30 and 40 points. We're going to slow it down. So look for turnovers to be a big factor in this basketball game, because Mullen wants to play fast. They average 60 points a game. They play 10 guys. They've got great athleticism across all spots, so they're going to look to pick up, try to increase that pace. Which style wins out? Is it going to be the slow play of Mead or the up-tempo style of Mullen? We're going to find out.
A classic contrast of styles in the D2 title game. We'll have it for you when we come back on NET Sports.
All right, college visit number 2. Here we go.
What? College music.
Learn more from Education Quest at govisitcollege.org.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's the Class D2 championship game. It's Mullen versus Mead. Time for player introductions. Here's Doc Weiniger.
The Nebraska School Activities Association and its member schools welcome you to the 2017 NSAA Boys State Basketball Championships. The NSAA is proud to recognize its corporate partners: U.S. Bank, Farmers Mutual Insurance, Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association, Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, CHI Health St. Elizabeth, and the Midwest Dairy Council. And now, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pinnacle Bank Arena for the Class D2 State Championship game. Tonight's game features the Mead High School Raiders versus the Broncos of Mullen High School. And now, let's meet the players and coaches competing in tonight's game. First, the non-starters for the visiting team, the Mead Raiders. Number 10, Caleb Dickus. Number 12, Zane Anderson. Number 34, Aiden Monga. Number 42, Braden John. Number 50, Jacob Belty. And number 52, Michael Slobodnik. And now, the non-starters for the home team, the Mullen Broncos. Number 5, Ty Durfee. Number 10, Lane Edis. Number 20, Caden Licky. Number 22, Joseph Vinton. Number 24, Tell Speeds. Number 30, Kobe Walker. Number 32, Silas Monad. Number 40, Colton Hendricks. And number 42, Dylan Haythorne. And now, the starting lineup for the Mead Raiders. A 5'10" freshman, number 14, J.T. Haig. A 5'9" junior, number 20, Josh Quinn. A 6-foot senior, number 22, Zach Pickworth. A 6-foot senior, number 24, Evan Holtmeyer. And a 6'4" senior, number 44, Dylan Taylor. Head coach for the Raiders is P.J. Quinn, assisted by Randy Siski. And now, the starting lineup for the Mullen Broncos. A 5'10" senior, number 2, Brody McIntosh. A 6'1" senior, number 3, Lance Moore. A 5'11" senior, number 4, Daniel Yaw. A 6'1" junior, number 12, Luke Christian. And a 6'3" senior, number 34, Samuel Vinton. Head coach for the Broncos is Rusty Moore, assisted by Brad Wright and Jared Kalina. Today's game officials are Alan Van Tilburg, Pete Moreno, and Robert Landis. The bench official is Jake Wolf. And now, gentlemen, let's play basketball.
So here we go in the Class D2 title game. It's the 3rd seed Raiders of Mead and the number 5 seed Broncos of Mullen. Two teams on opposite sides of the state. Mead way out there in the east. The Raiders in Mead, not far from Wahoo. They've had 3 teams in a 7-mile radius playing for state championships today. And then the Mullen Broncos. This is how Mullen got here. Knocked off Humphrey St. Francis and Riverside. Mead with wins over Juanita Palisade and Why Not? 40-33 in that semifinal. There's P.J. Quinn, 19th season for Mead, 258, 167. One of the keys to his team is his son, Josh Quinn, who is a junior. And there's a look at Rusty Moore. His son, Lance Moore, also one of the keys to the Mullen Broncos. So both of these coaches coaching their sons here into a state final. We tip it off, Mullen controls. The Broncos at 26-2 on the year. This is their 14th trip here to Lincoln in a state championship finals. This is their first ever trip into the actual championship game. Scramble and scrum, travel called. It will stay with the Broncos.
Mead's going to play a 2-3 zone, or if they do play man, it's going to be a very compact, kind of a pack line defense, forcing teams to make perimeter jump shots.
Mead, on the other hand, they were here last year. They were in the state championship game, did not come away with the win. They were the runner-up. Didn't expect to be here, especially after the injuries they had. They had 2 pretty severe injuries to start the season. One happened at the end of football, an ACL to one of their key contributors last year. Another to their sixth man. Knocks down the three-pointer. Dylan Taylor, the 6'4" senior, starts it off. Ball movement. Three from up top by Lance Moore. First time we've seen that today. Raiders will get it on the alternating possession.
Yeah, here you see the full court pressure from Mullen. Certainly a deeper bench. Good start by Mead, controlling the tempo, hitting their first three. Now Mullen's going to try to pressure Mead into speeding up.
Well, you mentioned the deeper bench. That's probably an understatement. Mead in the first round did not sub in their first round victory. Whenever Juanita Palisade 45-33, they played 5 guys. Which, when you're playing 3 consecutive days, that can be tough. Tough on the legs. Tough to not get a breather. They subbed sparingly yesterday, maybe for a total of 2 minutes with a couple of players. Taken away by Lance Moore. Foul called on Haldmeyer, Evan Haldmeyer, the senior guard.
So if you're going to limit your bench, you've got to limit the possessions as well, and that's what they do. They try to shorten the game, long offensive possessions, keep a compact defense, which may seem pass the basketball around several times before they get open shots.
That rattles out. Rebound goes to Taylor. Well run here. High off the glass, not there, as Pickworth could not finish.
Mead did a nice job of sprinting back and getting that zone set. Mullen's trying to push the basketball.
Entry pass into Benton. Sam Benton with the turnaround, and Benton puts Mullen on the board here. 3-2 early on.
A nice bucket for the 6'3" senior. Be effective inside against smaller Mead defenders.
Dug the back foot, travel called, and the turnover. That's what Rusty Moore is looking for. A lot of pressure, turn them over, score off of their great defense. Rusty Moore said last night after the semifinal, he said, "I just love our defense. It's going to keep us in every game until we can get something going." And that's 2 early fouls on Haldmeyer.
A good offensive rebound by Vinton.
Three Mullen lead. Here's Josh Quinn. Fouled. Foul will be called on Young, Dan Young. Look at the bios of some of these players for the Broncos. They've got some terrific athletes. 6 in the 400, 3rd in the 4x100. Several members of that 4x100 team that finished in state. Several members of the 4x400 team. Got a running back who rushed for more than 1,500 yards. That deep with that many athletes. No wonder they like to press and put a lot of pressure on, a lot of depth.
Yeah, certainly, you can't press and play fast if you don't have, good athletes. As a coach, you got to find the recipe for your group, and it might change year to year, but certainly as you mentioned, Mullen does not lack athletes.
Knocked away from Pickworth on the drive. Three is just off from Young. And the foul down low is going to be called on Luke Christian. So Christian picks up his first foul.
Christian going to give that to Sam Benton from behind. Yep. Trying to see him kind of reach in here from behind.
Three on the way. Knocked in. Evan Haltmeyer puts Mead back on top, 6-4. And the turnover by the Broncos. So a couple of three-pointers by the Raiders have them in top at our first intermission. 3:29 to go in the first of our D2 title game.
Not just on the good days. Not just on the challenging ones. Not just during business hours. Or when relaxing. But always, for the past 125 years, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
I think you're going the other way. Going the other way? No, now you're doing it well. Yeah, that's the way. That's how you want it.
Your favorite PBS shows, ready to watch when you are. Anytime, any place. Find more ways to explore than ever before.
Mead leads Mullen 6-4 in the Class D2 championship game, and if you believe in omens, well, you're going to like this one by the Mead coaching staff. Their assistant coach is a guy by the name of Randy Ziske, and he has a cow named Raider. It was a cow born on Thursday 2 days ago. It's a red Angus born from 2 black Angus cows. And the chances of that happening, I'm told, is about 2%. And Randy Ziske says that he felt that this was a sign, since the Mead Raiders would have to do well at state, because they thought they had about a 2% chance of making it to the finals. And 2 wins later, Mead now a win away from their first state title since 2009.
Wow, so we're going to go to Andy Markowski now for the genetics on that. So, Andy, how do 2 black Angus cows have a, how does that happen?
Well, there's recessive chromosomes, and when 2 of those pair, which is rare, you can get recessive gene traits, and that's what happened.
I'm going to ask you
somebody can clarify that, because I'm sure it's wrong, but it's the best answer I've got.
Sounded good to me. So Raider is born. Knocked away, but it will stay with the Raiders. They got a mascot. If they brought their mascot with them today. How about that, though? Born on the first day of the tournament.
Red for Mead. I mean, it all ties together.
How about that? Slipped through the hands of Dylan Taylor and out. Dylan Taylor, a 4-year starter for this Raider squad. Really good post. Also step out and hit the 3. There he is there. There's Josh Quinn, coach of kids, stepped out. Shot the 3 just off the front.
Well, we talked about contrasting styles. You know, could Mullen speed the game up? And in my experience as a coach, the team that always wants to slow the game down, tends to get the pace slower than it's just hard to speed up teams that want to play slow. And so far, Mullen has not been able to speed Mead up, and it's played in Mead's favor.
Kicked outside, 3 on the way by McIntosh. That's off the front of the rim. Falls into the hands of Quinn. Josh Quinn, who's had a good tournament down here in Lincoln. 11 points in the first game, 21 points in the semifinal win over Why Not.
I think the most frustrating thing is you can start to press if you're Mullen. You try to make things happen and just keep trying harder and harder, and you still got to stay patient and make good basketball plays.
That's a little move there by Pickworth, wasn't it? Spun around, looked like he was handing it off. Both defenders went to Josh Quinn, and Pickworth took advantage. You get a sense that they're really trying to keep Josh Quinn away from the basket. 3 on the way. Rattles off, rebound into the hands of Tell Spees, who's now in the game. Good little step around there, moved by Lance Moore, lays it in.
Yeah, really nice, kind of a Euro step, avoided the contact, used the backboard.
Less than a minute to go here, period number 1 of the D2 title game. Mead on top 8-6.
You got to give Coach Quinn a lot of credit. It's not easy to kind of adjust. Certainly, as a coach, you don't envision your team wanting to play really slow, but that gives them the best chance to win.
Tipped ahead. And the foul from behind by Quinn. That will put Tell Spees at the line, the 6'3" junior.
Really the first turnover Mullen's been able to create that leads them into early offense. Nice job by Spees to draw the foul, get to the free throw line. Look for Mullen to set their full court pressure on a made free throw. So far, Mead's done a nice job in the first quarter, as I mentioned, controlling the pace, a couple threes. If you want the game in the 30s and 40s, they're right at the pace that they're comfortable playing at.
All even at 8, 26 to go, first period. We talked about this being the first ever trip for Mullen into the finals. They also hadn't won a game at state since 1923. Little floater in the lane, doesn't get it to go. Enough time now for a final shot here for the Broncos. McIntosh will drive off the glass, not good, put back. And that's how we'll end period number 1. No blood in the first, it's all even at 8. Mead and Mullen for the D2 title on NET.
Head trauma and concussion risk minimization is a priority of the NSAA. When in doubt, sit them out.
Some common symptoms of concussions are dizziness, confusion, and nausea.
The NSAA requires coaches in all sports to take a concussion course annually.
For more information regarding concussion management and return to play protocol, visit our website, nsaahome.org. When in doubt, sit them out.
Are you cool to flex fuel? 1 in 7 Nebraskans is driving a flex fuel vehicle, and many don't even realize it. With a flex fuel vehicle, you can fill up with any blend of American ethanol and gasoline, from E10 to E15, from E30 to E85, at any time in any amount. Look for an insignia on your trunk or tailgate. You might have a yellow gas cap, or check your owner's manual. If you're cool to flex fuel, then look for a flex fuel pump in your neighborhood. Flex fuel blends with American ethanol.
All even at 8 as we enter the second period here in the Class D2 state championship between Mead and Mullen. You can watch NA TV Sports anytime, anywhere. Just download the free NAT Nebraska app. You can do that today. Watch college player profiles, full-length episodes of Big Red Wrap-Up, live web streams. There's so much more. Just search for NAT Nebraska in the App Store or download free at natnebraska.org/apps. They're doing it right now. McIntosh up top, now to Moore. Defense here by Mead. Nice entry pass. Tipped away. Travel called down low. It'll be a turnover. The young freshman here, JT Haig, the freshman 5'10", an important part of this team. They stepped up big down the stretch, especially with all of those injuries that the Raiders have suffered.
And mostly of Mead's players were reserves a year ago, so you know, certainly had some experience as being a part of a team, but not really contributing. Even Josh Quinn, the leading scorer this year, was the 6th man on that team a year ago.
Quinn did not get that to go. Pass inside, got a hand on it. Nice follow there, and the putback by Tell Speeds. Speeds with 4 early on. Off the bench for Mullen. Foul called on Lance Moore, the senior guard. He averages 14 a game. Now here come the wholesale changes. Edis in the game, along with Joe Vinton. Sam Vinton back in.
Mead's 4th turnover of the game.
Jump stop, kicked out. That's a sweet shot. Nice bucket from up top by Daniel Young. Had to feel good, kind of like a big bowl of goulash maybe, huh? There, 13-8. Going on a bit of a run here. 9-0 run by Mullen.
Mullen's doing a little bit better job of getting some ball movement against the Mead 2-3 zone. Certainly when you start to hit perimeter shots, it opens things up for the inside players. The high post is still a really good area to attack against the 2-3.
Drop step there, could not get it to go. Tipped around over the back now. Called on Sam Vinton. That will be Vinton's first. Second.
Number 34, Samuel Vinton, his 6th person. Female number 4 on the Broncos. Checking in for the Broncos.
Vinton will take a seat. I'll pick up in that full court press again. lot of ball pressure. Not getting a clean look. Tipped away by Haig, and then the foul committed on Daniel Young. That's the second foul on Young as well. Good job by Haig to get a hand in there and tip that away.
Yeah, and Mullen has to be a little careful. You know, once again, you try to force pressure, and now you foul, and that's Mead style, right? They've struggled to score a little bit on half-court offense. And Mullen has 5 team fouls, so putting them on the free throw line is not always a great strategy either. So far, Mead's done a nice job of slowing the pace. They have not scored in the second quarter. That's a big three there if that would have went in.
Here's McIntosh. Takes it to length and lays it in. Extends that lead 15-8, and now an 11-0 run for the Broncos. I already told you that last year Mead was in this D2 title game. Let's take a look back at last year's championship showdown.
Both teams battled for greatness in this epic matchup between the Mead Raiders and Humphrey St. Francis Flyers for the Class D2 state title. It was a physical first half of back-and-forth play that generated only 27 points between the two teams. Mead held a 5-point lead in the fourth quarter before the Flyers' Kyle Wemhoff helped spark a 7-0 run after back-to-back steals. St. Francis senior Damian Bumgart, who was injured in the first half, showed determination down the stretch as he helped his team pull ahead 33-31. With the championship on the line, Mead launched a last-chance three-pointer that fell short as time expired, lifting the Humphrey St. Francis Flyers to their first championship in 10 years.
Saw a second appearance here in the title game for the Raiders of Mead. Lost a couple of players off of that team to graduation, a couple of injuries. They find themselves back here again. P.J. Quinn in his 19th season leading them back. Very deliberate offensively. Think about it, this Mead team, Andy, they qualified via the wild card. You probably go back and look at a few games that were really key and important to that process of making it here. The critical three-pointer in the second half of Mead's semifinal win. They won an overtime at BRLD. Zach Pickworth hit a buzzer beater for a 1-point win at Johnson Brock. Laid it in underneath. Dylan Taylor. If not for those big shots late in games, they probably don't even make it down here to state.
Yeah, you know, once again, we've had a lot of programs that have been to a lot of state tournaments today, and certainly that confidence and belief, you know, late games to win those, I think, is some programs and schools have that, and they've watched it from, you know, year over year. I think Mead's one of those schools that has had a lot of success being here last year, and now they're in the bonus, as I mentioned, which plays into Mead's favor. They can score with the stop clock.
So Hallmeyer back to the line now.
Mead's only committed 3 fouls. Technically, Hallmeyer is, you know, in foul trouble with 2, but Coach Quinn does not substitute. He trusts his team to play through foul trouble.
And the charge. That's a gutsy charge take for Hallmeyer, who has 2 fouls already, does not want to pick up a third. Got his seat set. And drew the charge.
That's going to be Lance Moore's second as well, which is a big, you know, really big. Not only could have been a 3rd foul, it's Moore's 2nd foul, which obviously is the leading scorer for Mullen.
Right.
Coach Rusty Moore trusts his son to play with that second foul.
Inside 3 minutes here before halftime of the D2 game. 15-10 Mead, trailing. Good strong hook back there by Taylor. Couldn't get either one to go. Good left-handed lay-in. Luke Christian.
Yeah, really nice find by Lance Moore. Nice left-handed finish. That's the second time Mullen has been able to beat the Mead defense back in the second quarter.
Extends that lead back to 7. Another opportunity off of the block. Three on the way, just off the back of the rim. Foul will be called on Quinn. That's the second on Quinn. Here's a look at the last bucket. Good dish to left-handed finish. Long three. Rebound by Halbmeyer. Josh Quinn, who had 32 in the first 2 games, has yet to score. Here in this one, they're going to need likely some offensive output from Quinn to get in this game. One more look off the hand.
Yeah, it's tough for us to see because you can't see that inline where potentially the Mullen player was standing on that. But, you know, you're right. You know, Mead's played at the right tempo, but they've got to find some offense. Certainly Quinn is one of those players that can score for him.
There's Rusty Moore. And a turnover. Good steal. And a spin and leave. McIntosh lays it in off of the assist.
Now you start to see that defensive pressure creating some offensive opportunities for Mullen.
Nine-point advantage. Halbmeyer drives. Ten seconds to go before half. Knocked it down. Two-pointer, his first 2 of the first half. And it gives Mead a little bit of momentum heading into halftime. 19-12. Mullen on top of Mead at the halftime. There's a big shot late by Josh Quinn. Held for the last shot, took it himself. Let's go over to Andy Kendi. He's with PJ Quinn.
Here with the head coach of Mead. Coach, after an 8-8 start, they outscored you 11-4. What happened in the second quarter?
Well, I think one thing that hurt us was pace. Their pressure forced us into some early shots, and that's just really not our game. We tend to try to control pace on offense and defense with some ball movement and some patience on offense, and we just haven't done a very good job of that so far.
Do you stay the course in the second half?
Well, I think we have to. We have to hope that we can get some stops. We got to rebound better. They go to the glass awful hard on offense. We got to get some bodies on people, and then it's only 3 to 4 possessions. So if we can get some stops, get the ball down into our post players a little bit, we hope that we'll be okay.
Coach, good luck in the second half. Mead trailing Mullen 19-12 at halftime. Larry?
All right, thanks, Andy. It was this run out by Mullen that's led to that lead. Spin move in the finish. 19-12 Mullen.
When you're looking for Nebraska's stars of tomorrow, start with the young Nebraskans in 4-H and FFA. Over the past 4 years, Constellation has given more than $120,000 to 4-H and FFA in the 60 Nebraska counties we serve. Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. By supporting 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's stars of tomorrow as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
If you could see Nebraska through my eyes, you would see untold stories in a vast, rugged range. You would see a place of raw nature, filled with color and texture, a world of natural ruins. My name is Derek, and this is Toadstool Geologic Park through my eyes.
Coverage of the 2017 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Tourism Commission, Education Quest, the Nebraska Soybean Board, and Constellation. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support.
Mullen leads Mead 19-12. It's the Class D2 championship game at Pinnacle Bank Arena. We are at halftime. Andy Kendi courtside with Deb Valder. She is in charge of the speech program in the state of Nebraska with the NSAA. Deb, I want to ask you just the importance of the speech program in the schools in the state of Nebraska.
Well, we're very fortunate and are proud of the fact that our speech programs in the state of Nebraska exceed many of the other states around us. Our state association actually takes ownership in the speech activity, which many other states don't. And as a result, we are able to provide more opportunities for students, such as having NET produce the best of the best for our students after our state competition. They're in Kearney covering the awards ceremony. We have live broadcast, web streaming of some of our rounds, and that's unheard of in many other states. So we're proud to be able to do that for our students and our schools, and that comes about as a support from our membership.
You know, I want to ask you about the best of the best programs because people at home may not even know what that means. What does that mean?
Okay, well, and it's unique from all the other activities that we do. After the state speech contest, we actually look at the champions from all 6 of our classifications, and then we determine an individual that will represent various parts of the state in those events and the classifications. They come to Lincoln, to the production studio, and we produce all 9 speaking events representing the champions from various classes, and then NET actually televises that statewide for everyone to see the talent that we have, and we have exceptional talent here in the state of Nebraska.
You know, you can watch a basketball game and say, man, that's a competitive game. Is speech competitive, and how do you know that?
Oh, it's very competitive. In fact, speech is one of our activities that has one of the highest participation. And the kids are just as competitive, and winning is just as important to them. and they go to district competition. They present their speeches in 2 rounds and then in final rounds, and after which then it determines who is the qualifiers for the state championship. Then we take them to Kearney. We then have the state championship. They compete in 2 preliminary rounds, and then if they're fortunate to make it the top 6 that goes into the final round, then they compete, go against the top 6 in each of those events, and then that's where they also gain points for their team, and then we have a team championship as well as the individual champions for the first 6 places. So and the fun thing is at the award ceremony, it's a countdown. So we start with numbers who got 6th place, and then up to 5th and 4th, and then by the time you got to they've got it figured out. Yeah. But it's very emotional, and they go up on the award stand, they get their top spot, and it's really an exciting time.
Sounds like a fantastic program. It's a speech program in the state of Nebraska. She's Deb Velder. She runs that program with the NSAA. We are at halftime of the D2 championship game, second half between Mullen and Mead. Straight ahead.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by the Dr. Tom and Dorothy Hallstrom Inspire Nebraska Athletics Endowment.
Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. The roads are not fit to drive. Tires will slip and lose their grip. You'll be lucky to make it alive. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. Best to leave home prepared. Look at all the snow and watch it blow. I wouldn't go out if you dared. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. You should have checked 511. Look out now, here comes a plow. You're gonna be late anyhow. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. It would be better not to go out alone. All of this ice is not so nice. Next time, better stay home.
Participating in Nebraska high school activities has taught me about teamwork.
I've learned how to lead among my peers.
At my high school, I have set goals and I work hard to accomplish them.
I like to run on my cross country team. It makes me feel good about myself.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities in our 303 high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
With the Aurora Cooperative, you have a trusted partner who looks well beyond the horizon. We're putting our owner's equity to work every day by anticipating what you'll need tomorrow, creating what's next for your farm. A portfolio of innovation that supports every aspect of your operation, and an unwavering commitment to your success, however you measure it.
My farm, my cooperative, my future.
The Aurora Cooperative.
The First World War is the most important event most people don't know about.
There's the political reality that women are a force. These are women who will not give up.
The war galvanizes African Americans, not just to fight for their country, but for their rights as American citizens.
The Great War, Monday, April 10th at 9/8 Central, only on PBS.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, we are at halftime of the Class D2 title game. Mullen on top of Mead, 19-12, along with Andy Markowski. I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us here on NET. Kind of the contrasting styles that we expected. Mead's just going to have to find a way to score it on the other end, even though they're controlling pace.
Yeah, the first quarter they hit a couple threes, right, which allowed them to be competitive. And then the second quarter, I thought Mullen's pressure really started to affect them. They got turnovers, and then Mullen was able to lead that into some points. 9 points off turnovers. So far, if you look at the 19-12 game, that's been the difference.
Take a look at the highlights from the first half in this D2 title game. Mead and Mullen. Here's the kick that you talked about. Taylor knocks down the 3.
Yeah, good sideline out of bounds play there, and Taylor gets it easy basket. And Hallmeyer with a 3, and that was in the first quarter. That gave them those 8 points, and certainly was a competitive game. And then Mullen started to pull away a little bit against that 2-3 zone. I think it's important that Mullen's able to hit some threes. And then you see the transition opportunity there with McIntosh, and then another layup for McIntosh off of a transition basket.
Here's a look at some of the stats then here at halftime.
Yeah, Mead's 22% from the floor. That's, not going to win you a state championship, but they've credit Mead's defense. They've held Mullen to 29%, as I mentioned. It's the turnovers that give Mullen 9 points off those turnovers, and then part of that's 12 points in the paint. Those are layups, and then Mullen's capitalized on all 4 of their free throw attempts.
Andy is with Rusty Moore.
Rusty, talk to me about that second quarter. You guys went on an 11-0 run. What was the difference there?
I think just transition, just getting the ball out in a hurry and pushing it. We're trying to beat them down the floor right now, and I think I played 10 kids. I'm trying to get kids in and out. 3 games in 3 days, and I hope in the fourth quarter it's going to pay off for us.
This is the first trip to the finals for your school. How much will poise play a role down the stretch?
Probably a lot. We've struggled with that a little bit here in these 2 games, but hopefully they can withstand the pressure.
Well, good luck to you in the second half. 2 quarters away from a state championship. Mullen leads Mead 19-12. Second half of the Class D2 championship is straight ahead.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
High school's almost over. What's next? I mean, what are my choices? I want to find something I love, so I can make a life for myself. And then I can give back. So, how do I get there?
Take the next step with Education Quest College Planning Services by visiting educationquest.org.
Coverage of the 2017 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Corn Board, the Nebraska Public Power District, and the Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Back here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, 19-12, as we get set for second half action in our final state championship of the day. Boy, what a state championship it's been here. We've had crowned 5 champions already today. Opportunity for you to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can add a comment, catch up on the latest Nebraska sports information. Be sure to like NET Sports and Big Red Wrap Up. You can join in the conversation. And if you haven't run out to our Facebook page right now, you might want to go to facebook.com/NET Sports. I think she's typing it in right now. And you'll see several pictures that have been posted on our Facebook page from right here in the arena during all of the state championship games today. So we've had action photos and fan photos, and we'll be able to catch all of those on our Facebook page. Hello, folks from Mullen. Good to have you here in the capital city. The folks have really enjoyed their time down here this week. We've certainly had record crowds here. I would anticipate that when this is all over, we're going to hear that the 2017 state championships have set a new attendance record.
Yeah, I think this is an important quarter for me. Certainly being down 7 now doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're a slower paced team or maybe offensive challenge, you want to keep it to 4 or 5, stay in striking range, and maybe Mullen will feel some of that pressure of not having been here before.
Lance Moore with it up top. Rusty Moore barking out the call from the sideline.
Kind of interesting. Mullen actually went 2-3 zone, and Mead is going man-to-man. So both teams have adjusted out of the locker room. Sometimes it's for one possession, just to try to steal a possession as teams drop a, maybe a set play against a zone or against man. So by changing that defense up, sometimes confuses teams. Even though Mead is playing man-to-man, they're not going to come out and pressure. They're going to play more of a gap style, try to make you make perimeter jump shots over the top of their defense.
Taken away, J.T. Haig with the steal. Nice defensive effort there for the Raiders. Raiders were 19-6 on the year coming into this championship game. Good feed inside, just did not finish, but a nice pass. Good take. Lance Moore lays it in, extends that Mullen lead now to 9 at 21-12.
Mullen is back in the 2-3, kind of a matchup. They are extending out, trying to pressure the ball.
Foul from behind, called on Daniel Young. Young picks up, I believe that's going to be his 3rd personal foul. Check that, that's 4 now on Young. Back into the game now is Edis. Lane Edis, the 5'9" sophomore.
Might have been a strategy of why they went zone, trying to protect more from his 4th foul. That possession, Mullen went back to man-to-man defense.
Takeaway there from Pickworth. Very finished. Dylan Taylor had a hard time finishing, got that one down, pulls back to within 7.
Yeah, really good job by Taylor of getting deep post position. Makes it easier just to turn quickly and score.
And the turnover, here's Quinn. See if he pushes it. He does. Nice move, Josh Quinn lays it in. His 2nd bucket of the game. 4 straight points, cuts it back to a 5-point lead. Sonny, I know we've heard a lot about the pack line man. Would this qualify, or is it not deep enough? Are they not packed deep enough for a pack line?
Yeah, I mean, that's that term. And certainly they don't play all the pack line principles, right. But they're playing basically a containment man-to-man where they're not going to get out and deny the passing lane past the 3-point line and force teams to make shots versus extend out where you open driving lanes. And so
you're trying to, in a pack line, you're really trying to encourage the drive and then trap off that.
Yeah, correct. You're playing more angles in the pack line of where you want the dribbler to dribble to, influencing to help areas on the floor. And Mead is playing more of a containment style man-to-man. But same principle. You want teams to take jump shots without having to do a lot of help.
Quinn gets it back, drives in, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. Opportunity with 3:08 to cut it back to a 5-point lead. We'll have those free throws when we come back here in the D2 title game. 23-16. Mullen laying it in.
How did I let myself do it? Being disappointed in yourself.
You're trying to go to sleep and it's on your mind. Why do I do it? Why do I do it?
Because I know it's going to happen, and then I do it anyway.
Going from this ecstatic high to this regret.
You do feel silly.
because you could have walked away.
Feeling guilt and how stupid you could be, just feeling gullible.
You feel like you're an idiot, basically.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, it's 23-16 here in the D2 final. 3:08 to go in the third. Dylan is not doing a bad job going Taylor. 6'4" senior, averages 12 a game. Folks from Mullen are on hand. Chance for Josh Quinn now to knock down a couple of free throws and cut this lead back to 5. 3:08 to go here in the third.
Josh Quinn's been really aggressive so far in this third quarter.
Knocks down the first one.
I think for Mead to pull up the upset, he's going to have to stay aggressive offensively.
Yep.
And then Taylor can chip in a few inside or maybe a putback.
Knocks down both free throws. Dropped it outside. Body foul by Josh Quinn. There's a look at PJ Quinn, Josh's dad, and right behind him that's Randy Siskey, brother of Tony Siskey, who we just saw coaching in that Class A championship game. Tony's Norfolk team won the state title. Randy trying to do the same here in D2. We talked about the string and a long line of Siskey coaches. Randy really comes from a basketball family. Coach PJ Quinn says he's really more like an assistant head coach than he is an assistant coach. Great knowledge of the game, sees the game really well. Tony's dad, Ron, was a longtime JV coach at Ralston. He coached basketball and tennis and track. He now still helps. Actually, his dad, Ron, still helps at Council Bluffs Lewis Central. He has a brother, Tony, of course, who just won the title for Norfolk. Josh, his brother, is the Papillion Levistic girls head coach. Tommy is the Ralston girls freshman coach. And of course, it's Randy who has the cow, Raider, we now know.
I thought it was important for Mead, down 8. Now they've cut it to 3. Just staying, championship game pressure is unique. And certainly Mead wants to stay in striking distance. In this quarter, they've been able to get back into this game.
Swings at the other side, the 3 just long. And the foul, they had a breakout too. This is a 4-zip run or an 8-2 run as well for the Raiders. Was that last bucket?
To Quinn, right? Being a good offensive player, you have to catch in ready position. Very quick sweep, little baseline drive, pull up before the help side defender gets there. And that's a difficult shot. That 8-foot baseline is a pure touch shot. Quinn does a nice job of putting it in.
1:47 to go here in the third. And a timeout called by the Raiders of Mead. Let's get a report from Andy Kendi, who is roaming the arena somewhere.
Larry, I was wondering what is in Mullen. And you know what's in Mullen? The Sand Hills Golf Course. All you golf fans out there, that is the home. Mullen is the home of one of the greatest golf courses, not only in the state, but in the country. And when I was talking to a bunch of the Mullen students, they estimated that probably about half of the student body work there in some form or fashion, part-time or what have you. And the other half I said, what do the other half do? And they said, well, the other half probably works on the family ranch. So that's the type of place it is out there. There's a beautiful area out there, and a bunch of hard-working people out in Mullen, and they've got great golf out there. So, Larry, you should head out there and maybe bring the sticks.
Have you played the Sandhills?
I have not yet.
Yeah.
I heard that the 3 people that get a call in Mullen State Championship get a golf on the Sandhills. I thought I heard that somewhere. I'm not sure where, but
I thought maybe that's where Andy was angling with that story, but he came up a bit short. Maybe he's just planting the seed right now.
Right. I didn't want to be too obvious.
Well, we leave it. Leave it to Markowski to be obvious. He does a nice job of it.
I don't have no rooting interest now that that's in play.
Beautiful area. Terrific golf course. 3-pointer off the front of the rim by Taylor. Had an opportunity there to knot it up.
Give Mead credit. You know, I thought turnovers led to 9 points in the first half, and that was a difference. They really haven't turned it over in this half, and Mullen has struggled scoring against their set 2-3 defense. Only giving up 4 points in this third quarter.
Minute to go here in period number 3. The 3-pointer rattles off, and a foul over the back is going to be called on Evan Haldmeyer. I believe that is Haldmeyer's 3rd now.
Evan Haldmeyer, his 3rd personal foul. 17th foul on the Raiders.
Yeah, so both Haldmeyer and Quinn with 3 fouls, certainly integral parts of Mead's team.
Nice bucket inside. Hell, Spees again did not start, but boy, he's come off the bench to provide a nice spark for this Bronco club. Spees now with 6 points. Tied for the team high for the Broncos. Pickworth looks like he's out there throwing a block. 10 to go. That'll put Quinn at the line with 3.4 to go.
Ball foul on number 2, Brody McIntosh's 2nd personal foul. Team on number 4 on the Broncos. For the Raiders, Josh Quinn shooting 2 shots.
Quinn 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He has 9 points now to lead the Raiders. 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Right every minute. 4 for 4 now.
That's going to be 8 points for Quinn in this third quarter.
Well said, Haldmeyer and Quinn here, both with 3 fouls. With 3.4 to go. Bring in Jacob Felty. Just long at the buzzer. So we head to the final 8 minutes in the Class D2 title game. Mullen on top by 3, 25-22 in a tight one.
With the Aurora Cooperative, you have a trusted partner who looks well beyond the horizon. We're putting our owner's equity to work every day by anticipating what you'll need tomorrow, creating what's next for your farm. A portfolio of innovation that supports every aspect of your operation, and an unwavering commitment to your success, however you measure it.
My farm, my cooperative, my future.
The Aurora Cooperative.
Constellation believes in developing the next generation of Nebraska leaders, and we show that support by contributing to 4-H and FFA in the 60 Nebraska counties we serve, more than $120,000 over the past 4 years. Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Final 8 minutes here in the Class D2 state championship. Mead and Mullen, just 3 points separate the two. Here's a look at the field goals by quarter for these two teams. Mullen had a big second.
Mead had a big third in terms of points. 3 of 8 field goal, but Quinn got to the free throw line, made 4 out of 4. Certainly, if you look at the third quarter, Mead accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. They, was a 7-point lead. Coach Quinn referenced that, wasn't out of hand, 3 or 4 possessions. Can they cut into it? They've cut it back to a 1-possession game. And certainly handled Mullen's pressure better. Mead only turned it over 1 time in the third quarter versus 6 for the first half.
Mullen's had a path to get here to this championship game. They knocked off the number 2 and 3 ranked teams to make it here to the finals. A take there by Tell Spees. Dylan Taylor picks up his first foul. So Spees will go to the line to shoot a couple. Sam Vinton back in now for the Broncos. There's Spees' numbers: 6 points, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds. Second free throw. Got it, 3 for 4 now from the line for Spees. He has 7. Extends that lead now to 4. Here's the guy you have a feeling is going to have to take over if Mead's going to score enough to get back into this. Josh Quinn. Double teamed.
Job with Sam Benton on hedging on that ball screen, really slowing Quinn down.
Foul called on Taylor. That's his second.
Really good defensive series there by Benton. Not only helped control the ball screen, was able to kind of rotate over and get his hands on a basketball, create the turnover. If you're Mullen, you really like to play from a 2-possession lead at least. If you're Mead, you want to stay in striking zone. Team is in the bonus, 14 fouls each.
Mullen with that 4-point lead, happy to run some clock.
Yeah, it looks like Mead's going to make an adjustment here and go out of the zone back into man. Kind of force Mullen to have to be more aggressive on offense.
Checking for the Broncos, number 4, Young.
We're going to bring Daniel Young back in. 5'11" senior picked up that quick 4th foul to start the 3rd quarter.
Here is Young with the ball, now down in the corner. Moore. Good ball movement here. Happy to just chew some clock. Blocking call, and that's going to be the 4th on Haldmeyer. What do you think about a shot clock in high school basketball, Andy?
Yeah, we had that debate on Thursday. A few of us were talking, and certainly for the pace of play, I think it would help player development because obviously you get more possessions. I think the logistics of it doesn't make a lot of sense for the cost and an extra operator, and plus the national high school rules it's not a part of it. So to be part of that, you have to adopt all of those rules. So you just can't be in Nebraska and make that decision on your own. It certainly would eliminate, a lot of this end of quarter situations, from a spectator viewing. I think it would make for better action, force action.
And a foul down on the floor.
Number 22, Zach Pickworth. His first personal team number 6 of the Raiders. For the Broncos, Tel Speed, shooting 2 shots.
Knocks down 1 of 2 and extends that lead now to 5. So effectively taking almost 3 minutes off the clock there was Mullen. Three on the way. Off the front and out. And Mead's just having a hard time scoring the basketball.
Yeah, critical stretch here for Mead. I don't think they mind Mullen shortening the game. They're comfortable with that, but I think they want to keep it under 1 possession.
Good job there. And puts it in. JT Haig with the basket. And a quick timeout for the Raiders. That cuts it to a 3-point game. Exactly the kind of game that the Raiders are hoping to have. Good feed ahead from Quinn to Haig.
A really big basket for Mead. Just once again, you want to, I can't preface it enough. When you play from ahead by 2 or 3 possessions, there's just a comfort that shots, don't feel as much pressure. Free throws, you don't feel as much pressure. When the game is a possession game or under, funny things happen. Kids start to feel pressure, and like I said, Mullen has not been here. You don't know how they're going to react in this situation. Certainly Mead has been here. A lot of the players haven't, but you saw, the impact that Quinn has had on this game. That experience last year has translated into him being a very confident offensive player, especially here in the second half.
Inside 3 minutes now. Good ball movement here by the Broncos. They continue to chew clock here. More resets. Here's Young with it now.
Mead does have 16 fouls, so that will be the 7th.
Foul on Haig. That's his first personal foul. But the 7th will put Luke Christian at the line. Happy birthday, by the way, to Luke Christian. He is 18 years old today.
First foul at the foul line.
6'1" junior. Quinn drives in. Gets it off the glass. Does not draw the foul, but gets the bucket to cut it to within 1.
A really nice set by Coach Quinn. They gave Josh an opportunity for kind of an elbow touch and a good drive and a strong finish.
1:31 to go here, 27-26. Mead crawling its way back in. Like he could have easily drawn a foul there too. Nice finish by Josh Quinn. Quinn, all conference this year. He was one of the six men off the bench last year in this title game.
That has 12 of Mead's 26. Certainly the second half has played out the way Mead has needed it to play out.
There's a look at Quinn, Josh Quinn, to pull up there. Right at the end. Nice drive here and a lay-in. You can see why Mullen was so bent early on denying him the ball, putting 2 on him. Didn't want him to touch. He is the scoring threat for this Raiders team. And there is the 5'9" junior guard. He had 21 points in the semifinal win over Wynot.
And Mead's only turned it over 2 times in this half. Shooting a much better field goal percentage.
Looking for the good shot, tipped away. Boy, nearly had the turnover there. Good quick hands by Quinn. Thought he tipped it into his defender's hands. One more look at this. Down low. And the foul called on Luke Christian. That's the 6th team foul on Mullen, so not in the 1-and-1 yet, but now Mead is going to pick up full court. 1 minute to go here in the D2 title game. We haven't had overtime yet today, you know that?
This game is certainly shaped up where overtime is in play.
Absolutely. 51.5 to go. Mead with the ball. Down by 1. And a timeout called by Rusty Moore. Well, coming up after the game tonight on NET, you can take a time-tripping visit to the 60s, featuring rare vintage television appearances by the decade's most popular artists, including Sonny and Cher, The Fifth Dimension, Dusty Springfield, and the Supremes. So much more. That's tonight, right after the game on NET. Rock Rewind. I'll take you back to the old days, won't it? The 60s? I was going to say your old days, but it wouldn't take you back to your old days. Some of us.
We'll see what Coach Quinn drew up. Certainly it's going to involve Josh Quinn handling the basketball. He's ran a couple really good sets to get Taylor some post touches, which is another option. Plenty of time.
They're going to clear out for Quinn. Looked like it initially. Here's Taylor with the drive. On the floor, the foul. That is the 6th team foul on Mullen. So Mead not at the line yet.
Nice. They're going to fake a dribble handoff here. Kind of ISO the right hand dribble for Taylor. Nice set, nice execution.
30 seconds to go, down by 1. D2 title on the line. Mead needs a big shot here. Quinn's got it in his hand. Here comes Quinn with the drive. Gets the roll, up by 1, 15 to go. Here are the Broncos pushing it up floor. And a timeout called by Rusty Moore. What a shot by Quinn, and what a comeback here in the second half for the Raiders.
A nice job, good ball screen. Quinn keeps his dribble. Nice little step through. That little floater hit on the baseline, that was almost the same shot. Just eyes up on the rim. Nice soft touch. Huge second half for Josh Quinn.
He said he was going to need to start taking over, taking control, and score the basketball. He's done exactly that. $14 points for Quinn in the game. He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 5 of 8. And I believe he has 12 in the second half. He had only 2 in the first. It was that shot right at the end of the half where it's only 2 points.
Which I thought was a really big basket for Mead's confidence, and it certainly has played out that way. Had a really good third quarter, and then have controlled the tempo and kept the game in the 30s and 40s to give his Coach Quinn Mead team the best chance to win.
So the 16 Mead points in the second half, 12 of them belong to that young man right there, Quinn. There's a look at fouls. Altmaier, the only one really in foul trouble here with just 9.5 to go.
Lance Moore's taking it out. Probably something where he's going to come back in off of some type of a screen.
And a timeout called again by the Broncos.
That'll leave Mullen with 1 timeout. Mead has 2.
Here the foul trouble for the Broncos, both Young and Vinton with 4 fouls. Moore with 3. So really here with 9.5 left, what is Rusty Moore going to draw up on the inbounds? Now they did this yesterday late in the game. Lance Moore lobbed a pass in from the sideline to a wide open Luke Christian for a layup with 3.6 on Friday, giving the 9th ranked Broncos the win over number 3 Riverside. That was over at the Devaney Sports Center. So look for something similar. Does Moore try the lob pass to Christian? It worked last night.
Well, that was from the sideline.
You're right.
This is the inline.
Inline, yep.
It certainly changes the amount of space, you have to make a cut to the basket. The 9 seconds is plenty of time. You can get an inbound pass and then
a turnaround, the bucket by Kristen, and a timeout called by the Raiders. It was Luke Kristen for the second day in a row. Big bucket late in the fourth to take a 1-point lead. And now important to get the ball into the hands of Quinn on the inbounds, because he's going to have, what, 5 or 6 dribbles?
Yeah, here's the, nice job going to one-floor set where you like the matchup that you had on the ball side block. Good post. Taylor kind of rotated over a step late, but credit Coach Moore with a nice out-of-bounds play. Good execution. So we had this scenario this morning, and, as you prepare your team out of a timeout, it's, for Mead, you want to catch, try to free up Quinn going towards your basket in 6.5 seconds. There's plenty of time to, 5 dribbles, 4 dribbles and a pass to get a shot. If you're Mullen, you do not want Mead to be able to catch moving towards their basket. You want to catch towards your basket. That way they have to catch, pivot, turn, and that takes about 2.5 seconds off the clock just by that action. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Quinn draws up. Certainly you want the ball in Josh Quinn's hands. If you're Mullen, you have to be really careful not to foul. They're in the bonus.
1 timeout for each of these teams, and it looks like the Broncos will take their final time right here. Final timeout taken by Mullen with 6.5 to go.
Mead has enough time to get the ball to half court and use their last timeout if you're comfortable, or if you have a nice sideline out of bounds play that you prefer to execute in late game situations. So a lot of options available for Coach Quinn and the Mead Raiders.
One of the keys to the game for the Broncos has been the play of Brody McIntosh. Nice drive there. He's got 6 points. Spin move, trailing here, and lays it in. 5'10" senior guard who averages 7 a game, right at his average, and has the Broncos here in the lead. 6.5 to go. 1 timeout left for Mead. State championship on the line here in Class D2. Mullen's first ever trip to the finals. And the timeout called by the Raiders. So both teams now out of timeouts.
Now you kind of, if you're Coach Quinn, you got to see that Mullen's not matching up to all 3 players. They're kind of putting more of a box set up front with 1 deep. So does he change the strategy to get the ball to Quinn's hands? Mullen did a really nice job of denying Josh Quinn, not letting him get it.
Well, it has been a great week of high school basketball and a great 5 weeks here on NET of championship action. We want to say thanks and an outstanding job to our NET Sports production crew. Big thumbs up all the way around, guys. You do an outstanding job bringing these state high school championships to folks all across the state of Nebraska. We know it's hard work. We know you're going to be here late tearing down. And we certainly appreciate your dedication to bringing this to all the folks across the state. 6.5 to go. D2 title on the line. Inbound. Quick pass. Here's the shot. Goes out of bounds with 1 second left. And it will stay with Mead.
No timeouts. Want to thank you as well, Larry. I think you were in all 5 weeks as well, calling action for NET. Just a tremendous job you guys do.
That's been a lot of fun. And that was blocked out of bounds. So 1 second to go. Enough time to catch and shoot here. Need a bucket to win it. Shot on its way. The win is off. And the Mullen Broncos win that school's first ever state championship. Rusty Moore can hardly believe it. What a run to #1 for the Broncos. And what a terrific finish to end a day long of great high school basketball action right here on NET. When we come back, medal and trophy presentations for our champions and the runners-up. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Not just on the good days. Not just on the challenging ones. Not just during business hours. Or when relaxing. But always. For the past 125 years, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska. Always alongside you.
Take back your garage. Stuck with an extra vehicle that's taking up needed space? Donate it and get your garage back again. Support quality public media and get a tax deduction.
Coverage of the 2017 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Tourism Commission, Education Quest, the Nebraska Soybean Board, and Constellation. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. We're back at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The final in the D2 title, Mullen wins it by 1, 29-28. And the Nets come down here at Pinnacle Bank, and they'll be taking those back to Mullen for the first time. Now for medal and trophy presentations and a special award. Let's go to our public address announcer. Here's Doc Weineman.
The Nebraska School Activities Association, the Nebraska Coaches Association, and the Nebraska Athletic Administrators Association are proud to support positive sportsmanship during the state championships and throughout the season. At this time, we are pleased to present the Sportsmanship Award for Class D2. The trophy is graciously donated by Awards Unlimited. The official supporting partner of the sportsmanship program is the Nebraska National Guard. Making the presentation are Sergeant First Class Cliff Kostnecker and Sergeant First Class Chad Shretland. The Class D2 Sportsmanship Award winner is Wynot High School. Congratulations, Wynot High School. And now, the Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Executive Director, Dr. Jim Tenneper. NSAA Board of Directors, Dr. Troy Unziker from Alliance, Dan Kieser from Sutherland, and U.S. Bank Representative Steve Mayer. Here are the awards for runner-up Mead High School. Head coach P.J. Quinn and his assistants will present the silver medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 10, Caleb Dickus. Number 12, Zane Anderson. Number 34, Aiden Monga. Number 42, Braden John. Number 50, Jacob Felty. Number 52, Michael Slobodnik. Number 14, J.T. Haig. Number 20, Josh Quinn. Number 22, Zach Pickworth. Number 24, Evan Haltmeyer. Number 44, Dylan Taylor. And now for these outstanding athletes in their school, here is the 2017 NSAA Class D2 State Basketball Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Mead High School. And now to the champions from Mullen High School. Head coach Rusty Moore, we have a special award for you. Coach Moore and his assistants will present the gold medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 5, Ty Durfee. Number 10, Lane Edis. Number 20, Caden Lickey. Number 22, Joseph Vinton. Number 24, Tell Speed. Number 30, Kobe Walker. Number 32, Silas Bundet. Number 40, Colton Hendricks. Number 42, Dylan Haythorne. Number 2, Brody McIntyre. Number 3, Lance Moore. Number 4, Daniel Young. Number 12, Luke Christa. Number 34, Samuel Vinton. Now presenting the championship game ball from Farmers Mutual Insurance, Vice President of Agencies, Andy Krause. And now for these outstanding athletes in their school, here is the 2017 NSAA Class D2 State Basketball Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Mullen High School.
Well, congratulations once again to the Broncos of Mullen. The D2 state champs might not have been pretty the whole way, but it was certainly an outstanding finish, and Mullen hits the big shot late and pulls out a 1-point victory. 29-28 is the final. Let's go to Andy Kendi, who's backstage with the coach PJ Quinn.
Well, Coach, you guys were down 9 early in the third quarter. How did you come back in this game?
I think one of the things that we did is we got back to the type of basketball that we play. First half, I think I told you at halftime, I thought we took way too many early shots in our possessions, and then that allowed them to play the pace that they wanted to play, which is a lot faster than we wanted to play. So I think in the second half, we were able to slow that down, reverse the ball a couple times, and get some better looks.
Down the stretch, closing seconds, you had a couple of chances. Just tell me about what you were looking for in those situations.
Well, when they scored with 6.5 to go, we were going to try to throw to about half court to Dylan. It's a play that we have always used in that situation, but they took that away, so we couldn't do that, so we called the timeout. And then we were hoping to maybe run a version of another play we'd run a couple times during the game where Josh goes a little bit different off some screens, and they, of course, were going to do their best to keep him from getting the ball. I thought we had Zach on a slip, so we could have thrown over the top, but that's asking a lot of a kid to see that from the baseline down there.
Great season, though, for your kids. What will you take away from this season for the Raiders?
Well, it was a great season for us, and I feel like we exceeded expectations. Now, I would have hoped to have been at this point if I had Timothy Hughes, who tore an ACL in football, and then Evan Huff torn ACL in our Jamboree game. So losing those 2 kids, I just really didn't know what to expect. You can see that it limited our bench considerably because we rode 5 guys pretty hard for the whole tournament. So I am so thrilled for this group of kids to have even got here. Now, it's hard when you are that close. It's 2 years in a row for some of us. So that's really hard. But overall, you cannot let that tonight color the whole season, and the whole season was terrific. They're fantastic kids to coach, so I'm really happy that we were able to get here for them.
Well said, Coach. Great season for the Mead Raiders. They finished the season 19-7, the Class D2 runners-up. We're going to hear from the champs from Mullen straight ahead.
With the Aurora Cooperative, you have a trusted partner who looks well beyond the horizon. We're putting our owner's equity to work every day by anticipating what you'll need tomorrow, creating what's next for your farm. A portfolio of innovation that supports every aspect of your operation, and an unwavering commitment to your success, however you measure it.
My farm, my cooperative, my future.
The Aurora Cooperative.
If you could see Nebraska through my eyes, you'd see a home. You'd see a closer connection to the world around you. You'd see a place where you can work, have fun, and learn at the same time. Actually, you wouldn't just see, you would feel and hear them, giving back the same energy you give to them. My name is Mandy, and this is Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium through my eyes.
Are you cool to flex fuel? 1 in 7 Nebraskans is driving a flex fuel vehicle, and many don't even realize it. With a flex fuel vehicle, you can fill up with any blend of American ethanol and gasoline, from E10 to E15, from E30 to E85, at any time, in any amount. Look for an insignia on your trunk or tailgate. You might have a yellow gas cap, or check your owner's manual. If you're cool to flex fuel, then look for a flex fuel pump in your neighborhood. Flex fuel blends with American ethanol.
Coverage of the 2017 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Corn Board, the Nebraska Public Power District, and the Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Welcome back to the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln. Things are beginning to clear out here after a state championship in Class D. Our final state championship of the day, 29-28. Mullen with that bucket with 6.5 seconds left by Luke Christian ends up winning it. And a come from behind fashion after Mead came all the way back to take the lead. Here's a look at the final stats.
Yeah, kind of ironic. Both teams were 11 to 37 from the field for 30%. You know, two of 10 and 1 of 9 from the three. You know, free throw line was pretty equal. Rebounds are pretty equal. Points in the paint. You know, I thought Mullen, used some of those turnovers to fast break points in the first half to build that lead. But got to credit Mullen just hung in there and defended that last shot. And unfortunately for me, they couldn't get one more field goal to go in.
So there's a look at the final stats. When we come back, we will hear from the champs, the Broncos, on deck with Andy Kendi when we come back to Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln.
When you're looking for Nebraska's stars of tomorrow, start with the young Nebraskans in 4-H and FFA. Over the past 4 years, Constellation has given more than $120,000 to 4-H and FFA in the 60 Nebraska counties we serve. Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. By supporting 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's stars of tomorrow as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. The roads are not fit to drive. Tires will slip and lose their grip. You'll be lucky to make it alive. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. Best to leave home prepared. Look at all the snow and watch it blow. I wouldn't go out if you dared. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. You should have checked 511. Look out now, here comes a plow. You're gonna be late anyhow. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. It would be better not to go out alone. All of this ice is not so nice. Next time, better stay home.
For the first time in school history, the Mullen Broncos are your state champions. They beat Mead 29-28. Here with the head coach, Rusty Moore. Coach, if I would have told you before the game that you would score 10 points in the second half, 4 points in the fourth quarter, and still win, you would have told me what?
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
How did that happen?
You know, I guess, I don't know. They took away our transition, and they were playing a zone. And so Lance and those guys just pulled it out, I guess. We didn't have as many shots. But
what did it for you guys, not just today, but maybe this whole weekend, playing 3 games in 3 days and competitive ones at that? How do you persevere through that challenge?
You know, it's just the resilience of these kids, and, you know, the way they work, and you know, from the beginning back in November to now, you know, and yeah, 1 point on Thursday, 2 points yesterday, and one today. 4 points. That's crazy.
Doesn't matter how many points you win by, just as long as you win. What are you going to remember most about this group of kids and seniors?
This group of seniors from 4th grade to today. You know, the group, we got pictures of them winning tournaments in 4th grade all the way through. I'll never forget it.
Well, you're going to add another picture and one of a state champion, the Mullen Broncos, winners in Class D2. We'll hear from some of the champion Broncos straight ahead.
A barn's a big canvas, a big space that kind of begs for adornment.
Everybody has a story. I see the quilt now as a community, not just like names on cloth.
Our prominent art is not available outside of typical business hours, and we thought barn quilts would be an incredible way to showcase art 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Discover the stories, the family histories, and the community pride in Patchwork on the Plains. Monday night at 8:30 Central on NET.
From Omaha to Chimney Rock, Valentine to Beatrice, the NET member card is your key to savings and adventure. Use your member card at participating restaurants, wineries, and performing arts venues. When you travel throughout the state, you can also save on lodging and attractions. Explore all the benefits online, with the mobile app, or in the directory. The NET member card, a great return on your investment in NET. Thank you.
Mullen hadn't won a game at state since 1923. They win 3 this weekend and are your D2 champions over Mead. Let's meet some of the players. We'll start with Brody McIntosh. He's a senior, 6 points on the night. Brody, congratulations. Your school has never had one of these. What does it feel like to hold it and now bring one back to Mullen?
It's an incredible feeling to be a champion. I love it and excited to bring this back home.
What was the biggest difference in the game tonight? What put you guys over the top and hold off a very competitive Mead team?
Well, all season we've relied on our defense and held them below 30 points, and we were able to finish them off.
Nice work. I'm going to have you hand the trophy off to one of your teammates, Lance Moore. 4 points for the senior. I want to ask you about the senior class as a whole. You guys have been through so much together. What does this mean to you to win a state championship with some of your best friends?
It's been the struggle since 4th grade. This has been the goal since day one, and just to have this in our hands at the end of our journey, it's a great feeling.
I know. I was talking to some of the people in the crowd, some of the students and some of the parents even, and they said that not a whole lot of people outside of Mullen were giving you a chance. Did you play with that kind of chip coming this weekend in Lincoln?
Definitely. We said beat all the naysayers, and we just knew that we had to come out and prove them wrong, and that's what we did.
Yeah, let the haters hate, right? All right, hand off the trophy to Luke Christian. He hit the big shot in the closing moments, and not only tonight, but he also hit the big shot in the semifinal as well. What's up with Mr. Clutch? Is that something you are used to? Is that kind of what your MO?
Yeah, I guess Coach just has faith in me, and I'm glad I can pull through for him.
Yeah, what is that feeling like, not only tonight, but yesterday too, to do that for your team?
It just feels great that they can rely on me and I can pull through for them.
We're looking at some of the highlights. What is this feeling like, not only to win the state championship, but win a title with some of your best friends?
It feels awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to win with anyone else.
And what is the school itself? What kind of reception do you think you're going to receive?
A big one, probably.
Yeah, big one. There's going to be a party in Mullen tonight as the Broncos are state champions for the first time. They win the Class D2 championship, beating Mead 29-28 in the lowest scoring D2 final in history.
Hi, I'm Kevin Kugler with NET Sports. It's been my fortune to travel the world broadcasting sports of all kinds on radio and television, from the NFL to the Olympics to the College World Series in Omaha. NET Sports is where I got my start, and I'm proud to still work with Nebraska's public television network. There's no group of broadcasters more dedicated or hardworking than the production crew right here at NET. You play a part in the success of NET Sports too, so I'd like to invite you to join the NET Sports Partners Club. With your support, NET brings you hundreds of hours of sports action each year. NET is our home for Big Red Wrap-Up, high school championships, Nebraska volleyball, and more.
Back by Lynch.
Help keep NET as Nebraska's home for sports. Sports partners like you make it happen. Log on to netnebraska.org and learn more about the benefits of joining, like tailgate parties and meet and greet events. Take pride in knowing your support puts the action in NET Sports. Thank you.
Coverage of the 2017 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Tourism Commission, Education Quest, the Nebraska Soybean Board, and Constellation. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. So for one final time today, welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Along with Andy Markowski, I'm Larry Putney. Andy Kendi just finished up backstage with the state champs, and you think about a day that started 14 hours ago, and now we've crowned 6 state champions. It was a terrific day, and what a great way to finish it with a last-second possibility of a championship in Class D2.
Yeah, no doubt. Today you had 3 repeat champions, and you had 3 buzzer beaters that almost went in, and certainly the last one I think led for the most suspense, because I thought it had a chance to go in, and certainly would have made for an unbelievable day. Unfortunately for Mead, it didn't go in, but congrats to Mullen to capture this last championship of the day.
Well, here's a recap then of the day. It began at 9 a.m. this morning when Bishop Neumann cruised to its 2nd straight state championship. They beat Wahoo 80-57. Lord Central Catholic also repeated, knocking off Guardian Angels CC 47-44. Gretna in Class B. That was a terrific game. We saw an outstanding performance by Drew Cuxhausen, but Gretna won it 55-53. Then in C2, Ponca wins the state title. Norfolk, for the first time in 30 years in Class A, wins it with a 68-49 victory. And then just now, a first ever state championship. That's always exciting. You can imagine the parade they're going to have tomorrow in Mullen as the Broncos take home the state championship. We had an outstanding time bringing you all of the state championships, not just today, the 6 that we brought you today, but last week, the girls' state championships, and of course, the state wrestling, swimming and diving, bowling championships that we've been able to bring you over the course of the last 5 weeks here on NET. And a big shout out to the entire NET production crew, which just does such a terrific job bringing you all of these state championships. So one final time for Andy Markowski, for Andy Kendi, and our entire outstanding NET sports production crew. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Larry Putney. Goodbye until next time from Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln.